United Health just lost billions of dollars, and the stock has been crashing with about 40% drop in price. Now, but here's the twist. Warren Buffett is buying more. As at the 14th of August 2025, Warren Buffett bought a lot of this particular stock. So here's the question for you. What is Warren Buffett seeing that you are not seeing? What is Warren Buffett seeing and the market is not showing you yet? Anyway, in this video, I'll be talking about UnitedHealth Group stock analysis. I'll be doing a deep dive on this particular stock. Now, the symbol for this particular stock is UNH. UNH. Now, this particular stock, after a careful analysis, you'll be able to tell me if it is a good buy or this sudden crash in the market means that this stock is over. So let's dive into the analysis. But before I do that, the current market price for UnitedHealth Group is at $275 billion. There's a reason I'm telling you the market cap. It will make a lot of sense as we progress with this particular information and deep dive analysis. Now, the current share price is about $304 as at the recording of this video today. So let's dive deep. Okay, now this is UnitedHealth Group. We'll talk about the business model, and then we'll look at other factors that are key parameters to consider if this stock is a good buy and why Warren Buffett is taking advantage of this particular stock. So let's look at the business model. Now, one of the criteria for me when I'm analyzing a stock is I tend to look at the business model to see what the company represents and what they do in general. So I'm not just interested in the fact that this particular stock wants to pump. I'm interested in how they make their money, because how they make their money will automatically ultimately affect you as an investor in that particular company. So what does this company do? What does this particular company do? Now, UnitedHealth Group is a multinational healthcare and insurance company. They provide a managed healthcare insurance policies to employees, government, companies, and individuals. They are basically two companies in one. So they have a sister company called Optum and another sister company called UnitedHealthcare. Now, the combination of these two companies is what gave birth to UnitedHealth Group. Now, for the UnitedHealthcare, they sell health insurance plan. Then for the sister company called Optum, they provide technology services, pharmacy care services, and various direct healthcare services. So in summary, this particular group, they ensure your health insurance, they manage your healthcare, and they run pharmacies. So as of today, it is one of the largest healthcare companies in the world by revenue. Now, that is for the business model. We can go as far to check Yahoo Finance to see other information about them. The three breakdown of the companies, the sister company called Optum, they have 3 layers or 3 subsidiary companies. We'll talk about them subsequently. So let's look at the revenue growth. This is another key parameters that I'm interested in to know if this particular stock is a good buying opportunities or it should be avoided like a plague. Now, for the revenue growth, we would have to go to Yahoo Finance or TradingView to be able to see their fundamentals. This is very crucial because it lets us know not just what they do to make profit, it lets us know if they are making revenue, if they are making sales. No good company would survive if they are not making sales. So we want to go and dive deeply into that sector to be able to confirm if they're making sales. Okay, well, we are live on TradingView. So let's look at the financials so we can be able to see their revenue or sales growth, like some of us like to call them. So just a moment. metrics, financials. Okay, now this is 2024, this is 2023, this is 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018. Now, this is a rundown of all, a snapshot of all of the revenue for this period. Now, I want to ask you a question before I continue. Looking at this revenue from 2018 to 2024, what exactly can you see? I'll give you a minute to think about it. Okay, are you done? Yeah. You would observe with me that there is a steady, slow increase. Is that what you observe? If not, what you observe, you're supposed to clap for yourself. You're an investor as well. Now, there's a steady, slow increase in the revenue. As at 2018, the revenue for just UnitedHealthcare was about 183 billion. For 2019, it was 193 billion. For 2020, it was 200 billion. For 2021, it was 222 billion. For 2022, it was 249 billion. We're not adding the other companies like the Optum RS, Optum Health, and Optum Insight. Yeah, you know, I told you that 3 subsidiaries that make up the Optum. We're not even adding those ones. We're just focusing on the other company, UnitedHealthcare. It is the makeup of these 2 companies that gives birth to UnitedHealth Group, right? So for 2023, the revenue is about 281. And for 2024, the revenue is about 298. Can you see the staggering, steady increase for all of this period? Isn't that beautiful? Now, what does this tell us? It shows that the revenue for this particular company is on the increase. So the answer to that particular question is this company making revenue? Yes. Because in 2024 alone, the revenue got, let me check, this is 440. So in 2024 alone, the revenue hit almost 440 billion US dollars. And over the years, it has grown by another 9% if you do the statistics and the mathematics. And in my opinion, that's huge. Apart from the fact that this is a steady growth, it shows that the company is making revenue. At least if you open shop and they make sales like this every year, it's supposed to thank God though. But you see, that's exactly what UnitedHealth Group is doing. So we can see a steady growth in the revenue. So it shows us one thing: this company is making excess profits, crazy profits. Are you with me? Okay. So now that we've established the fact that they are making profits, let's go and check other parameters and see, so we can make a conclusion on this particular stock. Okay, having established the revenue growth, there's one more parameters to check, and that is our profits. A company can be making crazy amount of revenue, steady revenue, but if profit is not tangible, it means that they are working like Jackie, because the expenses can be hitting up the revenue and there'll be no gross profit, there'll be no gross margin, right? There'll be no net income. So that's why profit is another key parameters for us. So in 2024 alone, their net profit was around $15.2 billion. Now, although there was a slight drop in 2023, but for the last 12 months, from last year till this year, June, if you check their quarterly report, you would observe that the net income has jumped to about $22 billion. In my opinion, that is about 48% surge. So what are they doing? I guess they are doing something right. And that's why when this particular stock was crashing, Warren Buffett, who likes to take advantage of panic season, keyed into this particular stock. There's a popular investing quote that says, buy when there's blood on the streets and sell when everybody's happy. That quote originated from the philosophy of Warren Buffett. So what exactly does he know that is making him buy this particular stock at this current price? Now, if we check their debt, most of these big companies, they owe debt. But you see, but for a company like this, whose revenue is soaring high, observing this company carefully, we can see that their debt is under control. I would want us to check using our trading view so we can see some other parameters that are within the profit as is and then that of the debt. We can also make a clean conclusion from those two parameters. So at the end of this analysis, we can be able to combine our business model, the revenue growth, the profit, the debt, and all of this with pieces of information and see if this is a good buying opportunity or not. Okay, so let's look at the statistics for the net income. Now you can see the last quarter of 2023, we saw this blue color here represents the total revenue. Then this other color represents the operating income, and then the orange color represents their pre-tax income, and then this purple color represents their net income. We're only interested in the total revenue, operating income, and net income, right? So for the Q1 2024, we can see they made 99 billion in just Q1, the first quarter for 2024. Then they had a minus 1.4 billion USD as their net income. And for Q2, they made about 4.2 billion USD net income and a total revenue of 98.8 billion USD. And in Q3, they made about 6.5 billion USD as net income, with a slow increase from previous quarter. Then in Q4, they made about 5.4, which was less than 6.5, 6.0 that they did in Q3. And then in Q1 2025, they made about 6.29%, which was greater than the last quarter for last year as their net income. And then for Q2, they made a loss by 50%. So they made about 3.41 billion USD. And this was what was responsible for the crash that we saw, amongst other factors. So let's look at the operating income. For the operating income in Q1, we had about 9.12 billion, a 14.9% year-over-year growth. And then in Q2, year-over-year is YOY growth. And in Q2 2025, they had about 5.1 billion USD, which was a 34% decrease from previous quarter. And hence, we saw a massive drop in this particular stock. Now, why the stock is still currently at 225, before Warren Buffett dived into that particular stock, the stock is currently at 305, and it's showing a steady increase from a technical perspective. We'll look at that carefully, but from these fundamentals, we can see why this particular drop is dumping and investors are shedding their weight off this particular stock. But why is Warren Buffett entering this particular stock while others are exiting? I will show you when it comes to the technicals. Now, we've established the facts from the business model, the revenue growth or sales growth, and then the profit margin. So we saw how they had a decline in last quarter, Q2 2025. Is that okay? So we'll dive deep to other sectors shortly. Stay with me. Stay with me. I hope you're not confused. Okay. Okay, so this is the technicals for UnitedHealth Group. Now, having established the facts concerning their business model, revenue growth, and all of that, let's look at the technical analysis aspect so we can see what this chart holds for us. Now, this particular stock, we can see the decrease in price. That's the crash from 21st of April to 19th of May. We've already established that fact from the financials that in Q2, they had a 34% decrease in the net income. And that's why investors were shedding off their weight and losing sentiment concerning this particular stock. So this was a massive drop. Let's calculate the percent. A drop of about 57%, right? So, but right now, investors are already keying in. Investors like Warren Buffett are already keying in. And a number of investors, why a number of investors are leaving, Warren Buffett is buying this particular stock en masse. So what is he seeing? A number of us are not seeing. So let me look at the technicals. Now, from the technical perspective, we can see that price is currently in an oversold region and overbought region. So when price got to this place, it was sold, and currently it is currently in an overbought region. And a number of investors are away from it but this is the best time to key into this stock because as at 225, which was a key level, the price has done over 20%. I remember giving this signal and this stock to some close community friends. That's done about 30% roughly, and it's still going to do more, so about 112. So that's why you see this measurement gauge, 102% increase from this current price. So the question is UnitedHealth Group going to give us the profit we desire, or it may just be one of those stocks that continues to fall and fall and fall while we pray? So here's where it gets very tricky. Now, healthcare is a growing industry, so more people need it, and the cost keeps increasing. And this bad guy here, UnitedHealth Group, is the leader. So, but these rising medical expenses, especially Medicare, they are hitting the roof. So management are trying to cut off some of these expenditures for 2025. Trying to cut off some of this earnings outlook. And that's why you saw, and we are seeing that the stock is losing its grip. So, but on the flip side, like I've always mentioned, our big daddy, Warren Buffett, is buying the dip. Now, the question is why? So, let me give you an hint. Now, you see, because this stock is trading cheaper than usual, and it has a solid 3% dividend yield, Warren Buffett is more of a growth and value investor. So it keys into a stock that has value, undervalued, but with a good dividend yield. That's one of the strategies for Warren Buffett. So the reason he's keying into this particular stock is not just because the stock is dumping, but because this stock is not considered to be cheap than usual, and it has a solid 3% dividend yield. So the question to you is this a good buy or is not? Are you getting it? This is the question to you. Is this a good buy? Should you invest in this particular stock? Can you hold this stock for the next 3 to 5 years, knowing fully well this stock has crashed and may continue to crash if care is not taken? So with this in view, would you consider this particular stock to be a good investment? So if you believe in this healthcare long-term power and the company's ability to fix their mechs and fix all of these issues, maybe yes, may probably be your answer, or maybe no, depending on your outlook. But you see, my job tonight is to show you carefully, show you on a deeper level why this stock may be a 100% move stock in the next few months. So should you buy UnitedHealth Group Incorporated? The answer is yes. So, but if you want stability and if you have a lot of patience to hold through all of this turbulence, this could be a smart long-term investment play. But if you hate short-term pain and you shaking out, you may just want to keep your capital away from this particular stock. So what do you think? I would like your thoughts in the comment section. Is UnitedHealth Group a solid buy for the future, or is too risky? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. And if you found this particular breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and stick around for more easy to follow stock analysis. Now, until we see again, stay profitable. And of course, I'll go chop loss. So